So guys, today back in a video on the channel. Today we're doing another NUFC news video. These videos do quite well on the channel, so I'm going to be making more of these when information comes out, and I'm trying to make this like not a weekly series, but like try to get one of these videos one a week. So loads of news to talk about. I thought, you know what, I haven't really got time to make a separate video for this, so I'm just going to talk about the West Ham game in this video. We've got the transfers, which is good for once, and we're going to be talking about Steve Bruce because he's the main topic of Newcastle recently. So before I start the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I haven't mentioned this in the video. I'll leave it always in the description. Make sure to join my fantasy football league. It's you should be I'll put the screen on here. That's the screen. I mean, that's the code. Go and put that in. I'll be making a video on it. I'll say soon when I've got time and stuff. But before I start the video, obviously, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and yeah, let's get into it. So, obviously, the main topic of this week is Steve Bruce. He's came in as head coach, and he has flew all the way to China. He was in China for an hour, and he's already training with the squad. And players have said good things about him already, which for the future of Newcastle, it's not the greatest, but for next season, it's not too bad. We'll get on to I don't want to try and mention any sort of transfers with Steve Bruce and stuff, because I want to get onto that in a second, because I'm happy but not happy. You'll know what I mean when I get onto it. So obviously Steve Bruce is head coach. He's brought his staff with him, and Jamal Lascelles has spoken out and said that he's a good coach and we're going to learn from him. Steve Bruce has been talking to Longstaff. Well, apparently he's going to have a chat with him, and it's good to hear, because Steve Bruce is going to make a team around Sean Longstaff, not selling him to replace him or just not using him. He's going to be making a team around Sean Longstaff. So for him saying that pretty much says that he's going to be a first team starter next season, which is great, because he was immense last season. He's not 100% fit yet, but he should be fit for the start of the season apparently. So we don't know if Steve Bruce will go 4 at the back. He might go 5 at the back. We don't know. It's completely different, because if we do 4 at the back, it completely changes what we've been used to for the last 2 years, because in the Championship season we played 4 at the back with Rafa, but in the Premier League we've been playing 5 at the back, and it's worked really, really well. I think Steve Bruce is just your typical Premier League manager. Well, I say Premier League, English manager, right? Like Sam Allardyce. He's that manager. Obviously Sam Allardyce is known for keeping teams up. Don't know about Steve Bruce yet. He's that manager who does the basics. He doesn't do anything fancy like Rafa. Like, you should see some of the players some of the attacking football. I know we played defensive football, but some of the attacks, but we had that Everton goal where Perez and Rondon linked up. Superb. I don't think we'll see something like that with Steve Bruce, but we'll have to just wait and see. With Steve Bruce as well, obviously the club are going to help him. It's Miguel Almiron, and obviously Bruce can only speak English and Almiron can only speak Spanish, so they'll have to obviously get something sorted, but I think he'll know the basics, and Almiron obviously, and can't wait to see him next season. Really cannot wait. And Steve Bruce appointed as head coach. As you know, if you want to see my initial reaction, like I literally woke up to the news, make sure to go and watch that video. Obviously we've got the Wolves video, which I don't want to talk about. Obviously it was a shite game and stuff, but Steve Bruce is head coach of Newcastle United, and we'll move on. We'll do transfers, and then we'll do the West Ham preview. So obviously the main one this week is Joelinton. He is apparently going to get announced on the Friday. I'm recording this on the Thursday. God knows when this goes up. I think it will go on the Friday, but apparently Joelinton will be announced on the Friday. Apparently that's what I've heard. And what's happened? Apparently the club offered him a 4-year deal, and he wanted a 3-year deal. But then now hearing that it'll get announced tomorrow, obviously something's sorted. To be fair for Hoffenheim, right, to reply to a fan, because the released a video of all the players training, and someone commented saying, "Oh, where's Joelinton?" And they literally just replied to him, the actual club. Hoffenheim said, "Oh, he's been linked with a Premier League club," and Sky have confirmed that it is Newcastle United. So it went from down there, what's it called? Perez gone, Rondon signing for Rafa's club. I'll get onto that after I've finished talking about Joelinton completely. To then now, Steve Bruce coming in, still very low, but then spending £36 million. You've got to remember that, right? But the thing I don't get, right, if Ashley could have, I'm not sticking up for Ashley, but if he spent £16.5 million on Rondon, guarantee goals in the Premier League, when we're getting the Joelinton, he could be better than Rondon, but yet again it's a massive risk spending nearly £40 million on an unknown Brazilian striker when he could spend 16.5, which is less than half obviously, on a proven striker who has been linked with all the squad already, like Almiron. He's been great with him. He obviously knows Fernandez really well. He obviously must know a lot of the players really well, and he'll probably still get to know them throughout his future in China. But it is a massive risk. I think Joelinton, he looks promising, right? And I'm not saying next season he's going to score 15 to 20 goals. We just want him, if he does come in, want him to come in, settle in well. First half of the season, maybe get about 5-6 goals in his bag, and then he goes on in the second half of the season and really push on to get around the 12 mark like what Rondon did, because the club, if they spend nearly £40 million on a striker and then he doesn't get double digits, it is quite worrying. West Ham have spent £45 million on their striker, and we'll get onto West Ham obviously. He looks really good. He looks he looks really good, the French lad. He'll be a beast for FIFA next year if you get him up top with some pacey lad next to him. Sorted. But Joelinton comes in, I will be happy, don't get us wrong, but it is a risk. It is a risk. So on to other transfers now. We're going to get on to Salomon Rondon. He's passed his medical, and apparently that will get announced tonight or tomorrow, but he's passed his medical and it's just paperwork. Of course Rafa Benitez loves him. You could see Rafa Benitez loved him because he didn't give any sort of strikers a chance. Hosselu in the second half of the season didn't start because Hosselu was at his peak, and Muto never got a chance. You could tell that he really liked Rondon. He was his first man, and he did want him at the side last season on a permanent, not on a loan deal. And then look what's happened now. What can you do, lads? And imagine if I sign Joelinton and Rondon. Imagine them two, Mickey behind him, and then whoever, then Richie, and then Longstaff and all them. That would be a good team, but it's not going to be that, is it? I've got Steve Bruce member, so it's not Rafa Benitez, Steve Bruce. As we all know, as I said there, Rondon's passed his medical. Sky Sports confirmed that, and I'm watching all the transfer talk videos by Sky, and it is really interesting. They made a full 20-minute video just on Newcastle, so make sure to go and watch it. And yeah, obviously Joelinton looks to be signing another player who apparently I'm not saying this is real news, like this is what I've just read from. Obviously it's obviously real because Sky Sports have obviously confirmed it and they're top notch people, but this just been a rumour that Steve Bruce wants to bring in Charlie Austin. He's been left out of the first team and has to train with the under 23s, and apparently Steve Bruce wants to bring him to the side. It'll cost £8 million. Why not? We've already got one fit striker. I think Gale might go. If say for saying Joelinton and Austin, I think Gale would go, because I think Muto brings a little bit more to the table in the Premier League. But that's it for transfers. We'll get on to the West Ham preview. Let's get into it. So for the game against West Ham, this is to finish 3rd or 4th. No Newcastle fan was expecting to win it, because obviously Man City, Wolves and West Ham are all teams looking to go forward, and we're looking to go backwards, because we're finished 10th, 13th, and then now we're going to be probably getting relegated or just surviving or whatever. What's going to happen for this West Ham game? It's at 10 o'clock on Saturday. I might watch it, I might not, but I'll try and get a video out straight after it. Because obviously West Ham are a good side. They've signed that Hala. He might start. He might not be fit enough. He might have not done work or work permanent. I think he probably has because he's played Newcastle before. He might not be able to play, but he might. We don't know yet. So from the way we played against Wolves, if you want to go see that video, it's me talking about the game, make sure to go and watch it. It's on over like K Views, and you must be enjoying it, enjoying that content. But it is going to be a hard game. It's a time for Steve Bruce's first game as manager, and if we lose, Twitter's going to be saying hashtag Brucey out, because that's already trending on Twitter. Steve Bruce out. And he hasn't even played a game. He's been at the club for nearly 2 days. It's quite funny, like, but for West Ham, I'm not expecting to win. I'm not expecting to lose. What do you mean? I'm expecting? No, I don't know what to expect. It's pre-season. We need to win Hibs or St Etienne, because we're kind of playing all of pre-season and not gonna win. Because I think we really do need to win St Etienne, because it really does. 1 week before the the game on Sunday against Arsenal, we really want to win that game and then push forward, because it's going to be hard this season. First 4 games are Arsenal, Norwich, Tottenham and Watford. Going to be tough, but we'll have to see what happens. I'm going to the games. I'm gonna just say that out now. I haven't really mentioned it, but a couple of people have messaged on Instagram saying, "Oh, you're going to the games next year, Binks," and I'll be like, "Yeah, it's because that's where my channel's based. That's how my channel's going to the matches." And if it was so bad, because say for signing a £40 million striker, like, I want to go and see him, don't I? But I don't know if I'm gonna boycott Arsenal. Probably not. I think we've got to get behind the team. If you want to boycott and get Ashley out, go for it. But I'm going to make a full video talking about the boycott Arsenal game when it gets closer. Like what I did for the Wolves one, where it was getting up for the boycott. I'm going to get other fans involved, and yeah. So that is it, people. Talking about West Ham, talk about Newcastle, talk about Steve Bruce, talk about the Joelinton transfer. That's going to be the end of the video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. As I said before, follow my, join my FBL league. It would mean a lot if you could go and join it. And yeah, that's going to be the end of the video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and yes, let's just see what happens with the Toon.